Hey, what's up, church? Welcome to the Afterthought. This is Justin. On Sunday, we were preaching out of Ephesians 5, continuing our macro series, and our big idea for the week was Christ is our model. And I want to talk a little bit on something that I kind of briefly touched on, but I didn't get a chance to go into in great depth. At the end of verse 8, it says, "Walk as children of light, for the fruit of light is found in all that is good and right and true, and try to discern what is pleasing to the Lord. Take no part in the unfruitful works of darkness, but instead expose them. For it is shameful even to speak of the things that they do in secret." Now, we might think that in our mind, the first thing that we should do is that when we see somebody in sin, that we should go and we should drag them out and we should expose that person and their sin to the light. And I don't really think that's what Paul's talking about here, because when we look at Jesus, when we look at his model, when they brought him a woman that was caught in the very act of adultery, his response was not to participate in her shaming and in her execution, which was justifiable by the law, but was to really extend her grace and mercy and to ask the people there, let him without sin cast the first stone. So we saw a lot of grace towards that individual person. What we did see Jesus do was he charged into the temple, turned over the money changers' tables, and really kind of executed a form of justice there on a system. And what I really think Paul's talking about here is that when we see systems that are unjust, when we see people being oppressed, when we see things set up so that people are disenfranchised and that people are dehumanized and broken through systems, that's when we should stand up and expose those works. That when we see, racial discrimination, when we see gender discrimination, when we see, sex trafficking and things of this nature that really are not from God, that really are evil, as the church, we should be standing up and standing against that injustice. Not against the people per se, because people, can be replaced. People deserve grace, just like we do. But the systems need to be torn down. The systems need to be destroyed. And the systems need to be exposed. And I really think that's what Paul's talking here with that. So remember, as Christians, when we see injustice, when we see things going on that are contrary to the Word of God, when we see systems set up and people are being oppressed and downtrodden, that's when we should stand up. That's when we should use our voices. That's what we should expose. So church, just take that with you. Love you guys. See you next week.